If you think you need $500,000 to become a private money lender, you are probably going to wait a lot longer than you need to. That's one of the biggest misconceptions I hear from real estate investors. Some people think they need $250,000. Other things they need $500,000. I've had people tell me, Haim, I'm going to start lending once I hit $1,000,000 in my account. The problem is that's the wrong way to think about it, because the question isn't how much money do I need? The better question is how much money do I need to participate? Two completely different questions. Think about buying a rental property, for example. You are real estate investors. When you buy a $200,000 property, you don't bring $200,000 to the property. Of course not. Most investors put 20% down, 25% down, and they leverage the rest with the bank. Nobody says that's cheating. Nobody says you are not really a real estate investor because you used leverage. In fact, people celebrate it, use other people's money. But for some reason, when the conversation shifts to private lending, people suddenly think they need enough money to fund the entire loan themselves. After funding more than 300 private money loans, I can tell you that simply that's not how it works. Today, I'm going to show you an actual loan I'm involved in right now, explain how I think about capital differently, and share one lesson that completely changed the way I looked about building a lending business. Welcome back to the Lending Lab. I'm Haim Palman. Since 2017, I funded more than 300 private money loans. Every week, I help real estate investors position capital with confidence, protect with discipline, and turn into predictable cash flow so they can become the bank. So now let's get over to the position, protect, and cash flow whiteboard and get started. Before we start, if you are serious about becoming a private money lender, I've put together a free email mini course called the Private Lending Insider. Over the next several days, I'll walk you through the exact mindset shift that I went through, the frameworks, the real-world lessons, case studies I've learned from funding more than 300 private money loans. So it's completely free, and you can join using the link below. So let's go back to the iPad. Let's talk about leverage. You all know what leverage is. You are a real estate investor. Most likely the person watching this video is a tired landlord or a real estate investor who want to open their mind about potentially becoming a private money lender. So if you are an investor, you are familiar with leveraging a property, right? If you have this house, okay, and it's worth $150,000, you can bring only 20% down, maybe 25% down. So you bring maybe $30K to the property as a down payment, and then you go to a bank, and a bank financing the remaining $120,000 or whatever the difference is. That's called leverage. Again, if you are flipping a property, maybe you use others people money. That's another term that we like. So leverage is great. That's what gives us the opportunity to control a $200,000 property with only bringing out of pocket maybe $30,000, $40,000, or even less. That's how you leverage the bank to buy a property. Now, let's forget about this house now and let's think about a private money loan. Same concept apply here. Who says that I need to bring the $150,000 loan all by myself? You don't have to. You can bring another partner. And with the concept that's called co-lending, the co-lender can bring $100,000, and you can bring only $50,000 to the deal to fund the full $150,000 loan, so the investors can get this loan and buy the property. So same concept here. You leverage a bank to buy a property. When you use leverage as a private money lender, you leverage trust plus relationships to fund loans bigger than what you can bring to the table. So others people bring the majority of the funds and you bring only a portion of the funds so you can participate in the loan, but without bringing the full loan amount. The third point that I want to make here is because this is something like I had to wrap my mind around when I started as a beginner lender. I thought my money will be my limiting factor. I thought I went after doing one loan. I said, I ran out of money. I don't know how I can continue with this business because I don't have any money for any other loans. And I thought that would be the biggest limiting factor of me building something that I can rely on. And that's, I must say, change, because once you build a track record, people know that you are doing private money loans and you develop a process with clear lending books and you are disciplined and there is consistency of lead flow. What happens is that capital start flowing your way and you start to have a different challenge. This is the challenge that I'm experiencing right now, that I need more deals. I have plenty of money. People coming to me and giving me my money and telling me, fine, put my money to work. And I'm letting them know that I don't have enough borrowers that I can trust on properties that I believe in, that will be good collateral to protect our funds. And I can't take your money right now. So it starts to become very clear that I'm not in the money business. I'm in the trust business. Because when people trusting you, when you have this, money is not an issue anymore. It's actually becoming a non-issue. The problem is that you have too much money available to you to deploy on good opportunities. So the opportunities, I don't know how to spell it, becomes the challenge. That's the challenge. Okay? So keep that in mind when you think about it. Money is not the issue. If you learn a process, if you have a system, if you know how to build a track record with your money, you put your skin in the game in the deals and you work with other people. These people that have a successful deal with you will ask you, okay, let's do this deal again on another deal. And that will give you the opportunity to charge more points, to create more delta on their capital, and to start to generate a very nice return on your investment, on your capital, and for the expertise and for the experience that you developed. So just want to make sure that I make it very clear. It becomes a trust business and not a money business. One question I get all the time is, Haim, why private money lending? Why not just keep buying rentals, build a portfolio, flip houses in San Francisco, or keep wholesaling, doing a virtual wholesaling like you used to do? And the answer has very little to do with money, and it has everything to do with the life that I wanted to build. So in the next video, I'm going to share with you the moment that completely changed how I looked in real estate investing and why I stopped chasing more properties and started building a business around lending instead. So I will see you in the next lesson here.